show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on GTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. This is The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition. Today, June 12th, is a significant day in the life of the Malones family, and that is the Malones, the Carvin Malone family. Today, the late Carvin Malone, the late Honorable Carvin Malone, would have been celebrating his 65th birthday, one that we know for sure that he was so much looking forward to attaining. And to talk a little bit about this moment, what today means for this family, I have the pleasure of having a brother of the late Honorable Carvin Malone, Kedrick Malone. Yes. Kedrick, it's a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
In spite of it all, I'm happy to know that you can smile.
Your
heart seems to be very comfortable. But today, the significant day for the family.
Yes.
What are some of the reflections that comes to mind as you sit in a seat where he sat so many times?
Yes,
I think it was 2 days before, a day or two before his demise.
Yeah. It brings back a lot of memories. Carvin was a person that created memories in every interaction, every experience. So we have lots of memories to treasure. But today certainly it's a bittersweet day. It would have been 65, and we know how much he loved his golden gems. And today would have been one of them.
Yeah.
But he's left us a rich legacy, part of which I'm here to share about the 1VI agenda. And to continue to celebrate his life. He lives in the spirit, and sometimes the spirit is so strong, and I know his is very strong.
Very, very.
That we're feeling it every day.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll try to get through this.
We will get through it. But I think in good steads, I think, it's only fitting that we together offer a moment of silence in his memory.
Yes.
As you celebrate up there, Carvin, we remember you in this moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went deep there a little bit.
I
had to cut that. Yeah. So the 1VI agenda is one that we know for sure that Carvin was really passionate about.
Yes.
His drive to take this territory to the place he thinks it should be, and not only he who thinks so, so many of us, but he had taken on that mandate to say, look, I am going to do as much as I possibly can through the means of education.
Yes.
It's something that we've all been saying forever, that, the more we are educated on certain things, the better we can make informed decisions for or not to, or, or come to common grounds.
Right.
And this is one way he had started off. He broke the year ready and rearing to go.
Yes.
And so there is that lull that is left.
Yes.
And like you said, the family has taken that decision to continue his legacy. So let's talk about how are we going to be doing this.
Yes, absolutely. The family always supported Carvin very strongly and believed in his vision, which was really to empower people to make decisions about the future. And it's not so much what he wanted, but he wanted the best for the Virgin Islands. And he felt that people needed to be informed, they needed to be aware and make decisions. So he launched the 1VI agenda for that purpose, to help people learn, become aware of their situation, where they are, where they can go, what their options are, and to make informed decisions. And I think that he didn't profess any particular solution, but he felt that that should come from the people. He was a people person. He was always in the street. He was always out there. He just lived out there among people, and that was his amazing quality. That he lived among people, and he felt the pains. He felt what people felt, and he felt it was important for them to understand the magnitude of the decision they need to make and to learn about it. And he committed himself. And when Carbon committed to something,
he is committed
all the way.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
80, 90%. It's 100+%. And that was his amazing energy to educate people about the options for the future governance of the territory.
And so when he would have started a One VI agenda initiative, it started off as a social media platform where he gathered like hundreds, literally hundreds of persons in one group. But one of his primary objective, desire or passion was to have that One VI agenda registered as an NGO.
Yes.
And to move it from there. How are we going forward with that? This is one of the things that you're pursuing to do to ensure that, we carry out this mandate.
Yeah, the family supports. That's one of the, I shared a number of things that they agreed should be done. But we're mindful that the One VI agenda movement is a movement of people. There is a very vocal group, and we want those folks to know that whatever is decided, they will have a say. They'll be participating in those things. So we're going to share what the positions of the family, one of which is for it to become an NPO, a nonprofit organization dedicated to educating and empowering Virgin Islanders about the future. And that, again, we have to come up with the actual plan of when and how that would be done. A lot of what is required to move the One VI agenda forward requires resources. And Carbon poured his own resources, and there are a number of members of the chat who also provided support, financial support, to help move the agenda forward. But definitely becoming an NPO, independent NPO, funded outside of government, because you want to be able to speak independently.
Independently, yes.
So we'll be looking to members of the community who believe in the objective of One VI agenda to support the agenda. And there are other sources of funding outside of government, international organizations who promote democracy and these types of causes. Hopefully we'll find the funding to make this happen. And some work on that has started already. We just need to continue to find the sources. But we believe that where there's a viable cause, which this is, there will be sources to support it.
Okay, you did send me a kind of outline as to the way forward. Do you want to read some of it, or you want me to read it for you?
You can read through it, yes.
All right, we'll start probably from number 2. If I make a particular point. Okay, we'll go to number 3.
Okay.
In terms of what the family would like to say, I will make the following points. Family strongly supported Carvin and his One VI agenda, and you would have established that,
Yes.
and wish to see it fulfill its intended purpose of educating and empowering the people of the Virgin Islands so that they can make informed decisions about the future of the Virgin Islands.
Yes,
And yes, you
important.
articulated that so well. And the One VI agenda chat is the existing framework that is there right now.
It's an amazing forum. I mean, the conversation and the solutions.
Yes.
One of the things that I discussed with Carbon is that to go into those chat and just extract some of these ideas. A lot of really good interesting, cutting edge, out of the box solutions to some of the issues are in that chat. And if you're a member of it, you can go and take a look. Just scroll through
Yeah,
it.
but I've been following.
Yeah.
I have been following all along for the period
That's
that
right.
it's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
there. I've been one of those who have
So,
been there.
so there are solutions there, and part of the plan was to extract those solutions and put them into onto the website, and so that people can go and just sort of search a topic and see what are people thinking. You know, not just the one VI agenda members, but just generally what the public thinks. And I think we're going to find a way to do that, to add that onto the website. Which is going to become a center of the One VI agenda, where you can find information, you can look at different ideas that were in the chat and what the resolutions presented were, and just be a source of information for people.
And then again, it says to see the One VI agenda become an NPO, which we established earlier. Issue public positions on key issues via press releases and statements.
Yeah, I think the vision there is for the One VI agenda to become a voice of the public, a voice of the community, just expressing views, position on issues. And you know, we're a growing society. We are a blooming democracy. We are an international center, international financial services and tourism. We have an amazing environmental legacy. There's so much about this community that people need to have an understanding of. So we're going to seek out persons who can articulate those things and put them out there, just so people understand. And when they have to make decisions, or when information is passed in the House of Assembly or policies are made, they would have an understanding. They'll have a point of reference for information from a different perspective.
And a part of that is creating a think tank.
Yes, yeah. A lot of us have spoken about a think tank. And I think the time is now. You know, we have a new constitution being in the process of negotiating. We have issues in terms of expanding our economy, growing our financial services, diversifying our tourism, diversifying the economy with agriculture and fisheries and grain economy. There are just so many things on the table that I think is good to get some ideas out there for people to say, you know, if you're an expert in agriculture, put a position forward so people can read it at their leisure and then begin to form opinions. So when they have to decide, then there's a source of information. We have a lot of intellectual capital in this community and in the diaspora.
In the diaspora, yeah.
I mean, there's a whole generation of BVI landers out there, my son being one of them, who have these amazing ideas, and they're great thinkers. And we want to also tap into that reservoir of information, of talent, of expertise, and try to bring that information into focus. And I think the One VI agenda is an excellent place to do that.
Again, when I read this particular pointer, is like if I was hearing Carvin again, you know, as if he was there saying this, because this is something that he would have said along the way in terms of his vision for the One VI agenda, and that is advocacy for consensus position of the for the majority of its members. Then you have sponsorship online and live.
Yeah, I think we need dialogue in the community. And, you know, the college is a great venue and a great institution that I had the opportunity at one time to participate in the lecture series there, organizing those. And I think there need to be other forums where people can learn. They can go and sit and watch a debate on a particular issue. You know, the Constitution is coming out. There are a lot of issues on there about referendums and the structure of the political structure. You know, there's so many issues that people don't always have time to sit down and read, and dialoguing and going to an event or going to a debate just so they can listen and absorb information is very important. So I think the family sees that as a vision as well, where all of that energy and thought and ideas can be expressed in a public forum.
All right, and these points that you have here again, these are just as if I'm hearing Carvin. Conduct public opinion polls to gauge
Yeah.
public's position on key issues.
Yeah, very important. You know, we have people spouting stuff in blogs and just putting stuff out there that's not really fully informed. But it's important to know how your community feels about an issue. You know, do you agree with this issue? Do you not agree with this issue? So again, creating mechanisms where people can give their opinion, or just sending out a survey or an opinion poll, something as simple as a, you know, survey monkey, just to see how do you feel about this? Do you agree with this or not agree with it? And when you get to those consensus points from a public standpoint, then you know you can articulate positions. Again, we need people. People want to be engaged.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
people
know,
really want to be
we
engaged.
see since Carvin's passing and the chat there, you almost every day you could see someone asking for information,
Right.
or when are we going to be up and running on doing this. Simple thing is, as when the house is sitting, you could guarantee that you will find that link for the
Right.
live of it there. And I did note with concern this last time, someone said, you know what? Where's the paper? You know, Carvin would have thrown it
Put
in
it out
this
there,
chat.
yeah,
The link
yeah.
would have been here for us to follow the
Right, yeah.
life, and
Yeah.
and those are the voids that we see. And it also tells us that what he had started to do was making an impact, and
It
people
was.
are looking forward to that leadership, to
Yes,
that
yeah,
guidance,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so there's that void to be filled.
It is that void to be filled. Carvin had a very big shoe.
Don't try to fit in now.
Yeah, it'll take a little army to fit in one of his shoes. He just had amazing energy and amazing drive and amazing passion for impacting where the country goes. But those are the kind of things that can be done under the banner of the One VI, making simple information available. I mean, individuals can do it as well. You know, I probably need to take
you know,
a
just
lead in
remember
that one just to send the links out.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of House hearings coming up, coming out of the COI. There's a whole slew of other legislation coming up. We saw that the Crown Lands and the immigration bill took a lot of time. A lot of interesting dialogue happened there that people may have missed. So it's important to get those links out, to get those that information out about what's going on, you know, what's being discussed in the House of Assembly and what it means to you. Yeah, so those kind of things, you know, we have to pick up the mantle on those because people stop me and ask me, I don't see the link anymore.
Yes, I did see it in the chat as well. But it tells us that, you know, the work must go on. Every day persons would say to you, oh, don't kill yourself up for the job, you know. When you're gone, another soldier going to take over. So in this instance, we're looking forward to another. So we miss Carvin dearly, dearly. But, you know, the family has made that commitment to continue to carry on the mission that he was on. So how soon? I know today being his birthday is probably a kind of a launch platform to say, hey, VI people in the diaspora, we are going to be moving forward. Bring yourselves together, throw your ideas, and let's get going. But things like getting the NPO going and stuff, how close are we to those? Are the necessary steps already in train?
Right. Well, I think the first step is to establish a board. I think the family feels it's important to establish a board. Carvin was a board. He did the work of a board.
He had a board
and no one saw all the work behind the scenes and just finding information, putting it on the website, starting the website. He did a lot. So we want to establish a board, and that conversation did start in the chat about a board of directors. So we want to reach out to members. Again, all of these things will be presented to the members of the chat, the ones who have been driving the dialogue. So there is a plan to establish a board, various committees focused on different things in terms of addressing specific types of issues. So that whole infrastructure, we're going to reach out to the group and get that in place.
Okay.
And then start the process of setting up the NPO, because you'll need to have persons who are part of the board. So we're going to reach out to the members, get the information in terms of people's interests and the structure and who will be doing what, and then establish the NPO. And update the website. There's a lot of work to do, which he did.
A lot, and he did it
Yeah, he did.
almost single-handedly. But yes, we
Yes.
know that he had quite a number of persons there
Working with
pushing,
him. Yes, yes.
and helping in bits of ways. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy to know that you said we had this conversation a couple of weeks before
Right,
now,
that's
and I was
right.
really happy to know that I didn't even remember when it was his birthday, when you told me yesterday or 2 days ago
Yes.
that this is, gosh, you don't know what you did.
I know.
But his memories are fond. We
Yes.
will continue to celebrate. We know the mission of the One VI agenda is one that the territory really needs, the
Yes.
people here really need, and so happy to see the family coming together to move this forward.
Absolutely.
Before we wrap up this, as you sit today and you reflect on your brother, what are some of the fondest memories that comes to
Oh,
mind?
my Lord. Calvin went to school in New York when I lived in New York. And he lived with my dad and I. Now, you take me down the road here, that's going to get a
That's
little...
okay.
Sorry, I can't go down that road. But there's so many memories of Calvin. He had a sense of humor that was legendary. And I think he picked up some of that from my dad. Kathy, why'd you ask me this kind of question?
Oh, gosh.
But he had a legendary sense of humor. He loved people. He was an authentic, genuine person. He just touched everyone everywhere he went. And that's reflected in the service that was held for him, and the words that were shared in that, in the memories, and in all of the conversations people have about him. It's just so hard to narrow it down to anything in particular. He was just an amazing person within the family, within the community, within the Lions Club, who just had an award named after him. The Heart of the Lion Award was named in his honor. It'll be an annual award in the Lions Club. And politically, he was. This stuff. So I think I'm done now.
yes, I remember. For me, this will live on with me, despite we would have had so many conversations on this set. Carvin was that one person that I could, if I wanted an interpretation of a law, of understanding any procedure of doing certain things, Carvin was the one person I could have quickly knobbed on and would have an answer. So he taught me how to even study, because after coming out to school, I done with studying. He would never spoon feed you. He would say, go to this document, go here, go there, and he followed up with you. And so beside that, I remember, I could call it his last moments, because that very night he called me and asked me a question about, he started off the conversation, Kathy of the big story. That's how he always answers my caller when he calls me. And he asked me about an interview, and then he said, you know what, that's not what I called you about. I just called you to ask you to see how you were doing, how Kathy is doing. A very short conversation, how you were doing. And then to be awakened to, well, all right, we're going to be finished here. Carvin, we celebrate you, we celebrate you, we celebrate you. We know that you are there looking down on us and praying that, things go well. we're happy to be carrying on that
Yes.
that legacy that
Yeah.
he has left us. He is in a happy place.
Yes,
He's
yes.
in a happy place, and the One VI agenda will go on as
It will go
as
on.
you and the family have made that commitment, and
Yes.
so many others.
Yes.
So to you, the entire family circle,
Yes.
brothers, everybody, his darling wife and children. I know, oh gosh, I can't imagine how much you miss him right now, but let the fond memories continue to live on. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being here and
Thank
sharing
you.
a part of this very special day for your family
Yes.
with us here on The Big Story.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you for the pleasure of your time. I'm Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Are you searching for new home decor items that reflect the season's latest trends? Look no further than Right Way Home. From cushion sets to decorative vases, we have unique pieces to suit every style and budget. Discover your right find at the right price, only at Right Way Home and Right Way Stores.